Hello friends, today is a very exciting day because we are going to be printing. Printing is really cool, but I have to tell you now that in order for it to work out for you, you kind of have to do exactly what I say. It's just kind of like a careful thing that you want to just be precise, you want to be careful with your fingers, things like that. So let me just show you the lay of the land here. The tables are divided up into sections where there's two. There's two papers to print on, there's going to be two Amsterdam houses, and there's going to be one tray of ink. That means that these two people are going to share that one tray of ink. And they will also share what is known as the not roller, but a brayer. Brayer. Say brayer. Good. Brayer. It's not a roller, it's a brayer. The brayer goes through the ink, and you may want to get up closer, Miss Matthews. It goes through the ink like this. When you're finished using a brayer, you always rest it with the handle over here. You don't want to rest it here because obviously the handle's going to go right into the ink. And you'll know that you're doing a good job because it will almost look a little bit like, they say if it looks like an onion peel, the peel, not an onion, orange. An orange peel, then it's kind of nice. It's a little better. So here's the deal. Today when we print, you're going to be printing on your house. You'll always keep your paper, but it's going to be that you are going to leave your house behind. Let me show you how this is going to work. So if I'm this person here, I'm always going to ink in the red zone. I'm never going to ink up over here. We want to have all the messiness happen here. So this is going to work that you'll pick up your brayer, you'll have your house here, and on the red here, you're going to roll over it. Now notice that I'm being kind of gentle, and that's all that's necessary. There's no heavy-duty rolling back and forth. I can now pass the brayer over to my neighbor where they'll kind of get some fresh ink and they'll put it on theirs. Now the very first time you pull your print, I'm going to have you do it on the red so that people when they're walking around can see what your house looks like. So the first time you print, and this will be kind of your practice, you're going to take it. Now notice that I'm picking it up with the sides of my fingers. I don't want you to pick it up like this because then what you're going to do is get your fingerprint into your ink. So you pick it up and then you flip it over in your hand on its side and you decide where you're going to place it. So let's say I'm going to do it here. I can just kind of put it in place. And I can just kind of tap it down so that I know it almost feels a little bit like it's glued, but in no way do I want to smear it. Now I'm going to be giving you a clean brayer. What I like to do is put one finger on the bottom, roll to the top, one finger on the top, roll to the bottom. And when I'm rolling, I'm using pressure. It's not like I'm just doing this like wimpy kind of roll. I am putting on pressure, but in no way am I doing this. If you do this back and forth thing, this whole thing is going to get smeared. Now that I'm finished, I'm going to pull from the bottom, and when I do, I now have a print of my house. So now we're going to do it for real, and we're going to do it on your paper. So again, you're going to take the brayer that's in the ink, you're going to roll it here, and notice I'm kind of putting it in the same place. I don't want to put my house right here in this gooky thing because then I'm going to get all that nasty ink on the back. So I'm going to keep it here, I could put it over here, but I'm just going to do it there. I've inked it again. Now, when you and your friend are finished, you're going to take your ink and you're just going to switch places with your paper. And mind you, you want to make sure that your hands are not gooky. My fingers are dirty, but they're not wet with ink. If they're wet with ink, just kind of go like this on the red thing just to kind of get it uninky. Now I have my real paper that I'm going to be working with today. So I'm good at this now. I pick it up with the sides of my fingers. I flip it over without touching it. And I'm going to start over here on the left. I'm going to put it right here. And remember, I'm just going to kind of place it down gently with my fingers. Now I'm going to take my clean brayer and I put my finger on the bottom firmly and I roll to the top. I put my finger on the top and I roll to the bottom. And then when I come here, I now have a print on my paper. Now, what's going to be fun is that you are going to leave behind your house next to your print so that people can see what it looks like, and you are going to go shopping. You may want to go to your neighbor's house. You may want to go check out your other neighbor's house. Mind you, this paper won't be here because these people will be off shopping for a house. So let's say that I decide I'm going to do this one. I'm going to be here. This is my friend's house. If I see their name on the back, I might say, hey, David, this looks really great. You did a good job. I'm going to take my ink. I'm first going to get some fresh ink on there. I'm going to roll it on here. I'm going to take this, using the side of my fingers, flip it over using the side of my fingers. I'm going to carefully put it right here and just kind of press it down gently. Then I'm going to take my clean brayer, put my finger on the top and roll down, put my finger on the bottom and roll up, put this here, and you can peel it off. Now, just a little note, and this is where things start to get funny. You watched me, and I accidentally got some ink on the back of my house. Well, then that means that when I take my clean brayer and I roll, do you see how it left this mark here? We want to avoid that. Now, here I am, the teacher, and I just did it, so I'm telling you, it's so easy to do. But you kind of always want to keep everything kind of neat, as neat as possible, so that you're not getting ink all over the place. If you're starting to get wet ink on your fingers, every time you touch your paper, you're getting ink all over the place. You just kind of want to take it slow. We have plenty of time for you to work today, plenty. So there's no need for rushing. We're just going to do this slow and easy so that you end up with this awesome canal of Amsterdam houses. So let's get going.